You ever notice how you see a political fight from an account you've never heard of, and you click not interested, and this exact same post just shows up tomorrow? We've all been there, and to figure out exactly how to stop that, I just spent the last week testing every single filter X gives us. What I found is that the algorithm doesn't distinguish your frustration from approval, it just sees engagement. But there is a pattern-based filter that intercepts the garbage before it even reaches your screen. 5 settings actually forced my feed to change. I'm going to walk you through exactly where they are on both your phone and on your computer. And for each one, I'll show you the catch. The algorithm decides what appears in your For You feed by predicting what will make you react, because rage bait gets replies, quote tweets, and engagement. Setting up muted words doesn't teach the algorithm to stop showing you rage bait. Instead, it builds a wall that intercepts the garbage before your reaction can become data. On the left side of the screen, hit More, then Settings and Privacy, then Privacy and Safety, then Mute and Block, and then Muted Words. When you hit the plus icon and type a word, X gives you a few options. You can set the duration to 24 hours for spoilers, or 7 days for trending noise, 30 days for election cycles, or forever for permanent filters. But the most important option is the scope. Set it to people you don't follow, that exact label. That means people you actually follow can still discuss the topic, but strangers can't flood your feed with it. One crucial detail, muting the hashtag only catches that hashtag, whereas muting the word catches every post containing it. So for anything you really want filtered out, make sure you add both. You can mute words, phrases, hashtags, emojis, and even specific usernames. And every single entry gets its own duration and scope. The catch is that this filter is text only, which means the algorithm can only filter out what it can read. An image with no caption or a video with no text will still get through, and your reaction to that content still feeds the algorithm. Also, if you want to build a long list of muted words, it is much faster to do this on the desktop browser than tapping them out on your phone. While muted words handles the keywords, sometimes it's specific accounts, not topics, that are the problem. That's exactly what the mute button handles, but you should use it instead of the block button because of a massive change that X made back in late 2024. The block feature changed specifically because blocking was reducing engagement across the platform. As a result, if your account is public, blocked accounts can still view your posts. They just can't like, reply, or repost them. If your account is private, blocking still works the same as it always did. But for public accounts, a tool that was originally designed to protect users was redesigned to protect engagement. Because of that change, Mute is now the right tool for curating your feed. When you go to a profile, hit the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner and select Mute. Their content disappears from your feed entirely, and they're never notified. So if your goal is just a cleaner feed, you want to mute them, not block them. Muted words and muted accounts are proactive tools because they filter content before you ever see it. The not interested and show less buttons are reactive, meaning they only run after you've already seen the content. But you still need both layers to train your feed. When you tap the 3 dots on any post in your For You feed, hitting not interested signals that you don't want that specific content type, while hitting show less often reduces the frequency of posts from that specific account without fully muting them. The catch is that these are very weak signals on their own because the algorithm weighs your single tap against the engagement data from millions of other users. If a post is getting 50,000 quote tweets, your one not interested click isn't going to override that momentum immediately. These buttons will move your feed slowly over weeks, which means you'll have to layer them on with your muted words list rather than relying on them alone. X rolled out the new timeline filters feature inside the For You tab. This lets users narrow recommendations by topic directly, which can reduce political rage bait fast. If you're outside the US, you may not have it yet, so keep your eyes out. While the first 3 settings address what the algorithm chooses to show you, this next setting controls a specific extreme content type, and the toggle is hidden in a place most people never look. This toggle controls whether X shows you violence, sexual content, or graphic material. But the catch is that it's web only. Apple's App Store policies prevent this specific toggle from appearing on the iOS app, and X keeps the Android app consistent with iOS. This means that this setting only exists if you log in on a desktop web browser or go to x.com on your phone's browser. Once you're there, go to Settings, then Privacy and Safety, then Content UC. If you change it there and restart your app, the setting will sync. This is strictly a content type classification filter, so it doesn't touch rage bait, political manipulation, or spam. Most importantly, its absence from the app isn't an oversight, it's a restriction imposed by Apple's platform policies, which just proves that even the tools X gives you are shaped by corporate decisions that are totally outside their control. Because even the tools X gives you are constrained by outside decisions, the only true fix is the following tab, because it removes you from the algorithmic system entirely. At the top of your feed, tap following. One thing to know before you land there, the tab defaults to popular, which is still somewhat algorithmic. To get a true chronological order, tap the drop-down menu at the top and switch it to recent. Because the For You algorithm rewards engagement and RageBait gets engagement, the following tab on recent is really the only way to bypass that ranking system entirely. I use the following feed for 80% of my time on X. The For You feed is genuinely useful for discovery if you want it, but the following tab is for using the platform with all the heavy engagement optimization layers built on top of it. The algorithm only wins when you react to the garbage it serves you. Set up your muted words to stop that reaction before it even starts, and your feed will change permanently.